Today I'm going to be listening to Back in Black by AC/DC. This came out in 1980. I haven't really heard anything from AC/DC before. Like, I've heard Thunderstruck. I think that's probably the only song I've heard, but this album is extremely popular. I mean, there's songs on here with almost 2 billion streams, like the title track, Back in Black. So maybe I've heard that once we get to it. Maybe that'll sound familiar, but I don't know too much about this band. All I know is that they're, very popular. Hard rock band. I didn't know they were Australian. That's something I just learned looking at the Genius page here. So yeah, we're gonna hop into it. Make sure to go join the Patreon if you want to see this reaction uncut. There's a link in the description down below. And we're gonna hop into the first track, which is Hell's Bells. Let's go. It's living up to the title. We got some bells. Okay. Nice slow, gradual build here. Nice bass run there. Okay. Little bridge here. I mean, it's very over the top, right? Very kind of stadium rock. Oh. Wow, what an ending, man. Yeah, I was like a little bit skeptical halfway through that track. I'm like, okay, this is a little bit bland, but I feel like things kind of came together, came full circle towards the end there. I guess I gotta just like adjust my expectations a little bit. I guess what we're gonna be getting here is just some really like well-produced, clean sounding, popified hard rock. Let's keep going. Shoot to thrill. Nice bass there. Ooh. Okay. Interesting switch up here. I love how the drums sound here too. They got a nice kind of clicky texture to them. Dang, okay, so far these songs have a way of like not wowing me within like the first 2/3 of the track, but then it really all comes together at the end. It feels like it builds towards a really climactic moment, Interesting first two tracks here. It's very anthemic, obviously, very clean guitars, very just like classic sound to it. I really don't care about the lyrics at all with this track. They almost feel like more of an afterthought for the track compared to the music itself. It's not getting me to think as much as maybe I want it to, but maybe I just got to turn my brain off and just float along to it. Next track is What Do You Do for Money, Honey? This almost feels like the Lamborghini of rock or something, Like everything feels so glamorous and expensive and high-end, but at the same time, it does feel like it's lacking a little bit of character and a little bit of soul. But maybe that's the trade-off you get when you go for this extremely, like almost just like perfect sound. Ford truck commercial core, kind of. I don't love this chorus. I mean, vocals are great here. Definitely my favorite vocal performance so far. I feel like you can really hear all the grit to his voice. I don't like this chorus though. Like, these parts sound great. These solos are great. I'm so conflicted with this album right now because, like, it sounds amazing. Like the recording quality here is insane, but I'm just not really feeling these songs on like a visceral level, you know, as viscerally as I would want to. It's kind of like similar to, like, obviously Thriller by Michael Jackson is great, and I reacted to that album recently, and I'm having like a similar feeling here where, like, yeah, this sounds amazing right now. Like, it's produced unbelievably, but it's just lacking a little bit of soul to it, you know? It's almost like too perfect in a way. I didn't love the chorus on that one. It felt a little bit like, you know, truck commercial core, where it's just very basic and very bland. I do gotta, you know, keep in mind too that, like, a lot of the bland rock that I hear nowadays is kind of because of this album, you know, and I don't mean that in like a disrespectful way to AC/DC, but I more so mean that in like, this album was, you know, like, paved the groundwork for a lot of you know, rock today. Like, when you think of like the first rock band, like AC/DC is like the first name that comes to mind, you know, like for most people probably. So yeah, I don't know where I was going with that, but like, I'm feeling a little bit conflicted with this album because, like, it sounds great, but it's just lacking a little bit of soul. But yeah, we'll keep going. Next track is Giving the Dog a Bone. She blowing me crazy. This dude's getting the best head of his life. These lyrics, man. What a metaphor. What a metaphor for getting head. Giving the dog a bone. I kind of love these lyrics, though. I really do love these solos, man. They're really good. These all the guitars here have such weight to them. It just feels so heavy. Man, they're experts of like ending a track. All these endings are so great. That's actually my favorite track so far. That might sound crazy to say with what the lyrics are about here, but I just feel like this has the most character out of any of these tracks so far. Just fully leaning into this idea of this disgusting kind of visceral depiction of getting head. I just find it super funny that this guy is just like loving it so much that he's just the repetition of this chorus, giving the dog a bone. Find that super funny, and I feel like leaning into this kind of nasty, like stereotypical, a guy's guy, you know, leaning into that is hilarious to me, and maybe I'm enjoying it ironically in that sense. Maybe this is meant to be enjoyed authentically. All right, let's keep going. Next track is Let Me Put My Love Into You. Okay. How are you gonna put it into this person? Is this a continuation of the last track? Seems like we're gonna get some more, you know, abstract lyrics here. Don't you fight. Let me put my love into you, babe. Love the harmonies here. That guitar layering. I don't know why I didn't expect sex to be such a prevalent theme on this album. The boys are horned up on this album. Oh, I think I'm slowly buying in. This album's growing on me. Ooh. Hey. That was great. Another very sexually charged track. You know, that line of "let me cut your cake with my knife." Again, I like just fully like leaning into that, and I don't know, maybe he's playing a character here. Maybe it's just like an exaggerated version of himself. Maybe this is actually him. I don't know. Either way, I like the absurdity of these lyrics. That was the first track that, for its full like kind of duration of the track, I was really enjoying and I was really into it. It didn't like have to sell me with the ending. I feel like this album's grown on me. We're on to the title track, Back in Black, which again has almost 2 billion streams. Holy dude, that's insane. This is a big boy right here. Let's see if this sounds familiar. Oh, okay, yeah. What a riff, man. It's been a while since I've listened to this, though. I don't think I've ever, decided to listen to this song. What crazy vocal phrasing, man. The pocket that he found in this riff here is crazy. I love how there's like a more kind of subdued version of that riff happening here. Actually, I guess it's the same riff, but with this guitar solo laid over top. I love that little bass part there. That was sick. Dude, this song has so much swag to it, bro. Wow. That was great. That feels classic for a reason. It feels like it should be. You know how big it is. Feels like it deserves that. What a riff. What a vocal performance. The speed to this vocal performance, the intensity. The guitar solos on this album are incredible. They are really like a central, aspect of this album, I feel like. I feel like if the guitar solos were flat on this, the entire album would fall flat. Let's keep going. Next track, You Shook Me All Night Long. Another huge song, like 1.5 billion streams. These drums, dude. That guitar just panned hard, right? Really like this melody, this vocal melody. Okay. Another sex track. Oh, okay. Yeah, I've heard this too. It has, there's a sweetness to this melody that feels interesting in contrast to, I guess the lyrics. But actually no, it feels like there's a sweetness in the lyrics too, a sincerity there where it's like, yeah, this track's about sex obviously, but there's like it feels like there's a genuine, love there too. And I guess that this melody it helps convey that too, because it like obviously it feels kind of positive and bright, but I don't know. Again, there's a sincerity to it that I really like. It was good. Like I said, I like the genuine sincerity and sweetness to that track. Being about sex, but also having, kind of like a genuine love for whoever, he's singing about there. So I like that. That was good. Really great melody to that. Let's keep going. Next track is Have a Drink on Me. Lyrics are so on the nose here. There's such like a sweaty, gross, manly man feel to this track. Oh my god. These endings are crazy, bro. That's another track where I don't know if I'm supposed to be enjoying this ironically or if I'm supposed to be like, yeah, hell yeah, brother. Have a drink on me, The person being portrayed in these songs here is so different. I'm like, I don't really relate to this album at all. But, there is, again, an extent to which, I'm enjoying this ironically. It's honestly kind of, heartwarming just seeing these lyrics be so on the nose. But, I'd be interested to know, if hardcore, AC/DC fans, how do they enjoy this, Is it just more surface level? Yeah, we're just having a good time, have a drink. You just play this at the bar. Is that... Maybe I'm just too chronically online to understand this album. I'm guessing that's legit what it is, DC fans just, enjoy this sincerely. Obviously, it sounds great. It sounds amazing. It sounds so good. I don't know how you produce something that sounds this good. The guitars are so lush, and the drums pair with them perfectly to create such like a heavy instrumental a palette. But like lyrically, I just find this album to be so interesting, and like I don't know how I'm supposed to be enjoying this, you know. And maybe I'm just not supposed to be enjoying this. Maybe I'm giving this album too much grace. Maybe I'm being too nice to this to even say that I'm enjoying it ironically. But I don't know, the music itself is really good, so it like kind of makes me forgive how obvious these lyrics are at times. Let's keep going. Next track is Shake a Leg. Street. I'm down the right side of the law. Shake a leg, shake a leg, shake a leg. Oh, I love how they teased us with that riff, and now we're fully into it here. This is like one of the more interesting tracks lyrically. I don't fully know what is meant by shake a leg, but maybe just like stir things up. Oh my god. Oh, dude. Love the pounce to that riff. Wow, that was so good. That's one of my favorites. I love the lyrics here. Like they feel a little bit more like there's attention to detail with like the storytelling going on. It feels like, is shake a leg just like another way of saying like stirred up, or just like, you know, conveying that like rebellious attitude? I feel like that's kind of what is meant by that. All right, last track. We're already on the last one. Kind of a quick album here. Here we go. Rock and roll ain't noise pollution. I agree. Preach, brother. No way of fancy clothes, 'cause rock and roll ain't no riddle, man. It got vibrations coming up from the floor. Are you deaf? You wanna hear some more? I feel like this track is kind of directed at me. This is funny. It feels like they're directly addressing what I was having a problem with earlier. It's like I felt maybe I'm like overthinking it, and they're like, yeah, just shut up and just feel the guitars, you know? Sorry, I gotta point out this genius annotation. This is one of the cringiest things I've ever seen. I gotta take a screenshot of this, bro. This is like no self-awareness at all. Holy fuck, this is funny, dude. Oh my god. When I asked you if you wanted any rhythm and love, you said you want to rock and roll instead. And then the genius annotation is, note, if you ever find a girl who responds with, I want rock and roll instead, put a ring on it right then and there. Oh God. Oh God. That's like one of the cringiest things I've ever seen. But, you know, hey, sometimes when you're a super fan of an artist or whatever it may be, you say and do some cringy stuff. I've probably done something similar for Quedeca or something. I don't know. Oh my god, dude. These guitar solos just blow me away every time. Like, oh, rolling noise pollution. Pollution. It's just a rock and roll, yeah. That was great. We got 10 seconds left. What's gonna happen? Oh, just some silence. Okay. There you go. What a interesting track to end things off here. I do really like the spirit of this track. I like the message of it. You know, but this is probably at a time when maybe, I don't know, were AC/DC, were they considered like, you know, edgy by the general public like the Beatles were in the 60s? You know, is that how they were perceived? I don't know. But if they were, this feels like a good response to that, where it's like, bro, it's just music at the end of the day. It's not like anything that's gonna ruin the youth. It's not anything that's gonna, you know, ruin the world. Like, at the end of the day, it's music, and it's actually doing more good than harm, you know? So like, this feels like a good response to, you know, people that I guess maybe were concerned with maybe ACD's music at the time, you know, similar to how like right-leaning, like, you know, conservatives in today's day and age are very scared of like hip hop. Same kind of energy to it. So I like this kind of this response to that. Yeah, that was good. That was fantastic. The album in general, I feel like it grew on me a lot as we went through it here. I don't know, like this is very challenging to my brain because it's like I don't know how I'm supposed to be enjoying this. Maybe on future listens I'll come back to it and I'll just realize that I don't really get much out of the super on the nose and like obvious lyrics, but musically it sounds fantastic. I mean, the way this was recorded is insane. It's so heavy, man. It just fills the headphones, but it's also like not abrasive in a way where I like it, you know, turns me off. Like it just, I want to dive into it. It's really easy on the ears, but it has a nice weight to it as well. The guitar solos on here are fantastic. The vocals are so over the top, and I can't help but enjoy them because they feel so sincere in a way. There you go. Those are my thoughts. Let me know your thoughts down below. Let me know any insights you have into this album. Maybe I'll do some more AC/DC in the future. Like, I don't know. I guess we'll see. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, go join the Patreon if you want to see this reaction uncut, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.